Well, here we have a 1970 something C70 Chevy 427 big block under the old power barn or the ranch, whatever you want to call it. Fuck it, you goddamn it. Being a Chevy, you know, it should be able to just fire it up, blow the hood right off. Yup. It hasn't been on the road since the year I was born. At least so it says. 93, 94. C70 Scottsdale flavor. Which means she's real nice. Got the old chrome thingy. Seat that looks like that. That's extra. All the dust and the empty pail of hydraulic oil. 13 speed. She's really not that bad though. You know, it's got air brakes, dual axle. Actually don't even own the body. My grant borrowed it. I mean, you just borrow a back body every once in a while, you know, when you need one. I told the guy he could have it back. We've never made an arrangement to give it back to him. But I think I'm gonna find a cheap dump body for it and put it on the back of it, because that's actually what it was originally. It was a dump truck. And then I could use it for my pit to sort material. And yeah, let's look at the cab. That's more interesting looking. Flat tire. Yes. Too bad that chrome bumper's all twisted up. No, it's different. I mean, it's not something people use every day anymore. I actually got one customer that runs one, but his only has one axle. And his is actually it's a GMC Sierra Classic 7000, same fucking thing, but 427. His come from a barn, but to be honest, as long as this truck sat, I think with a good starter. I tried to get it going once, and I think the Bendix is stuck. But maybe I'll get under it, beat on it with a hammer again. I'm just too lazy to take batteries out of my other pieces of equipment over there. You know, the loader's got a big battery. My Duramax I drive. I guess we'll talk about the old Duramax. She's got racing slicks on her. She's pretty fucking mint. She's got the Ford grill, you know, because you know, it's not every day you get rammed in the nose by another 1-ton dump truck 3 times. And then you have to do body work with a come along and a stump and sledgehammer and a claw hammer and make it all back to original. But then here's the 5325 John Deere. It's got the 5-cylinder, 3.1 liter, or 3.0 liter, I think. Turbocharged diesel. It's at 06. It's only got 24. Checking my sea of keys here that I've got in my pocket. Aha. $25.25. She's fucking loyal. And then we've got the D3 Caterpillar. And yeah, she's just putting chains on it. I'm waiting on the pads. I mean, you know, it's all right to run them without pads. I did all that work with it. I was just eager to use it. The old chains were chewed right out on the inside, and the sprockets were spitting inside, so I put brand new segments, and I put brand new chains, and now I'm waiting on brand new pads, and she'll be ready to go. Get the chrome stack for additional horsepower. Now, long story short, this all used to be my grandfather's stuff, and he run the guts out of stuff, you know what I mean? And, well, this exhaust had the old, you know, it was flexible, you know, in case you had to drive under branches and whatnot. And I didn't like the flexible option, so I put it back to, you know, I cut it down and I cut some relief slots here, put it on, and put this chrome sleeve on over it. And, yeah, she's ready to go. You know, I mean, this machine's awesome. I don't know if anybody that watches this or even will bother to watch it, you know, you got power shift right here, 1, 2, 3, and then you twist for your throttle. You go over here for reverse. So everything to do with driving is on this hand. Then you steer with your brakes. This brake locks this track. That brake locks that track. This one locks them both. Then, in case you get some punk kids around that might like to try to get stuff going when you ain't looking and burn your machines when they get them stuck. So I knew a guy that did that to somebody once. I would have fucking killed him, but yeah, you lock that, drop that, paddle lock that, anti-theft, you know, good with it. Then you just put a shotgun around the outside of it, which is usually all good. But yeah, as for everything, that's about everything I got right here. I got the old 950 over here. We'll go have a look at that. The old 950. My grandpa got this from the forestry department back in the 80s, I think. I want to say it's a 66 or somewhere around there. And yeah, she's loaded some gravel in her life, you know. And I've learned a little bit about these old Caterpillars. They made them so they look like this for about 20 years, from what I gathered, like right from the 60s into 80, 81. Well, this is an earlier one because of the way the injector pump and all that is, and the way that is, and that. Yeah. It's got a D330, which is a 350 cubic inch 4-cylinder. And the earlier ones had a 3304, which is 427 cubic inch. It's funny, they're both Chevy cubic inch sizes, and that's kind of funny. But another thing, that handle right there. The earlier ones have a twist gear shift. They have 1 through 4 right on that forward reverse shifter. This one has it down here. This one's not synchronized, so you have to stop before you change to high and low, and then you've got a high and low that you can do on the fly. It's still a nice setup, and it loads gravel, which is all I care about. I've even got some target sights for when I'm digging, you know, so I can see, so I can aim good. Those are always nice to have. And I've got a rear window delete kit for when I gotta give her the old ether, the Cosby sauce, you know. So then you just press the button, stick your hand right out here, and you wind her over while feeding her. She dials right to life every time. She's straight piped, which is also nice, especially with no rear window. That way you get full sound. And right now I got to depart because I had a crack line from here to there. And, you know, brakes, you know, they're important. You know, like, you got to be able to stop, and you got to be able to not have to slam your transmission into reverse, you know. But yeah, it's about all I got here on hand to really show anybody. I mean, got a few other things. Got this little Kubota, 18 horsepower. It was my grandmother's. She did all her lawn chores with it, and rototilling and mowing deck over there, buckets over there somewhere, and kids' toys. But yeah, and then we get this old Silverline It's all 1978, 79 original, 140 horse Johnson, mint. It actually hasn't ran since before 9/11, other than me spraying gas into the carburetor and getting it afire, but it actually don't even belong to me. It belongs to my cousin in Connecticut, and they wanted me to get it going, and I had so much other shit going on that I ain't got around to it yet, and I don't see them very often since they live out of state, so yeah. Registered last in 02, so maybe it has ran since then. I think maybe my cousin did take it out once, but my uncle that owned it died 2 days before 9/11. And, yeah, Connecticut, 02, nice trailer. No, I actually got another one similar to it with a 115 horse Merc, but, considering that gets about 2 miles to the gallon, and I'm already buying fuel for everything else I've got here. And a lot of people think just because I've got equipment means I have piles of money, and a lot of times it doesn't work that way. You know, it's equipment costs money. It costs money to run. It costs money to fix. It costs money to use. Yeah, it's nice to have. Don't get me wrong. I'm thankful to have this stuff, but it doesn't mean that I don't have to work in order to use it or have it, or, you know, putting them tracks on. I learned how to do myself, and by yourself it can be a little sketchy trying to jump from one set of tracks to the other, but I figured it out. It ain't that bad, but at the same time, you know, it ain't something everybody can do, and I still got a pile of stuff to do here. I've got a few toy projects, believe it or not. Get this front and rear half from a rancher, and I want to take and put it all under this right here. Rear mounted motor. I mean, I watch a lot of guys like Vasily builds, Rather Be Welding, zip ties and bias plies, Whistle and Diesel. Them two don't like each other, but I like them both. Dipshits and Dunlops. I watch a little bit of Vice Grip Garage. I love that one too. Derek is awesome. He's a great YouTuber. But yeah, I like a lot of the stuff I learned from them shows. I learned a lot more from them guys than I have from anyone that I really know personally. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I didn't have some friends or family members that I learned a lot from that I'll never forget about, but at the same time, like, these YouTube channels, they can really help a lot of these people. And a lot of my friends are all against, you know, messing around with something if they think it's too much work, and I'm always the kind of guy that's like, I'm gonna make it happen one way or the other. You can talk me out of it all you want, it ain't gonna work. So, yeah. I had 2 or 3 people tell me they were going to help me change the chains on that dozer. Did it myself. And you wouldn't believe the looks I get for pulling up at the store with that looking like that. And I'm just pretty much like, yeah, dude, it's a truck still. Like, it runs, the lights work, yeah. No, it ain't, it don't look great. But I'll find another clip for it and I'll fix it. The front fenders were rotted out anyway, and the person that rammed into it on me did it out of spite, and I did that as a laugh for a response. It's like, fuck you, you're not gonna hurt my feelings by wrecking my truck. I mean, yeah, a lot of people like to have a Duramax, but Whistle and Diesel ought to tell you that a truck's a truck, it's not a person, and it's not totaled, so why cry about it, you know? Anyway, I think it's about all I got here.